morning, good evening, second. Good morning, John, Todd, Marcus, Jean-Paul. Are we live? Give me a second, everybody. Are we live? Not yet, right? Give me a second. Alright, as always. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders all around the world. This is Mike, the FX Boss, broadcasting live on YouTube and on other streaming platforms like Teams. Okay, everybody, we're approaching 2026. Don't let 2026 to be just another year, right, everybody? Okay, the goal is to bring you from zero to a millionaire trader in 3 years on average in an institutional way. What does this mean? You're first an analyst, then you become a trader. And here is the free manual, everybody, courtesy of Shola and Ernesto from 2 years ago. And we are learning the Fibonacci's, right, everybody? We're learning the Fibonacci's. This is from the manual, you know, ABCDs, right? Okay, are you reading the manual, everybody? Read the manual. Okay, the D is the D extension, you know, then we talked about we covered all of this in the previous lessons. Next level, Fibonacci Mastery course, you know, suitable for advanced. Okay, everybody, there you go. And so on. Alright, the market didn't, alright, excellent. So this is the manual, everybody. If you didn't receive the free manual, ask for it, send me an email to mikefxboss@gmail.com. Bon dia, Romildo. Seu primeiro. Romildo is the first one, everybody. Okay, so today we have how to adjust the original Fibonacci in an uptrend. Okay, hoje vamos continuando. So we're going to continue to go with the EuroCAD, right, everybody? Did I forget anything? Okay, this stream is not trading or investment advice. We are here to learn, everybody. And if you want the little book of trading secrets, please visit the website www.fxbossfx.com. It's for free. Okay, everybody. For questions, homework, connect on Teams, send me an email to the Gmail, mikefxboss@gmail.com, everybody. And remember, if your way is not working, why don't you try ours? Good morning, Olga, how are you? Ok, so we finished yesterday here, a gente terminou aqui ontem. Ok, now everybody open EuroCAD clone chart. Everybody open EuroCAD monthly chart. And open EuroCAD weekly chart. Abri Euro-Canadá gráfico semanal. Abri Euro-Canadá gráfico mensal. Alright, everybody. EuroCAD monthly chart. So we are going to chart the Fibonacci, the original Fibonacci, right? EuroCAD monthly chart. Everybody, so lower band, right? Lower band somewhere like this, you know, lower band and something like this, and the upper band, right, where was the most of the time, where the market retraced most of the time, you know, so somewhere up in here, you know, we're almost there, right, approaching the market, you know, approaching the upper band. Okay, so where would you start? We want to come to understanding on what is happening up in here. A gente quer chegar até o entendimento do que está acontecendo aqui em cima. So where would you start your ABCDs? Aonde você iria começar o seu ABCD? Everybody, we're going to have the A, the B, give me a second, the C, ABC, and finally, you know, we have the D, right? ABCD. Okay, where would you start your Fibonacci's, everybody? At the first circle? Would you start your Fibonacci at the second circle? Or would you start your Fibonacci at the third circle? Or would you start your Fibonacci at the fourth circle? Where would you start your up Fibonacci, everybody? Aonde seria começar o seu Fibonacci di alta? First circle, primeiro círculo, segundo, terceiro, quarto. we want to come to the understanding what is happening up in here. Gente, quer chegar aqui em cima para ver o que está acontecendo. Type in the chat, everybody. Where would you start? Hello, Alex. How are you? Type in the chat. Where would you start your ABCDs? First circle, second circle. EuroCAD monthly chart. We're going to chart EuroCAD monthly chart because it's quick, right? Just 1 or 2 Fibonacci's. Then we're going to chart EuroCAD weekly chart. As a matter of fact, I'm going to clone this one. Then we're going to chart. We're going to chart EuroCAD weekly chart. Okay. So I'm going to delete the circles because once you understand the monthly, then you're going to start from the same on the weekly. And then we're going to go back to the daily. EuroCAD monthly chart. Olga third. Romildo, onde você vai começar? Romildo, em português, onde você vai começar o Fibonacci? Olga says the third, Alex the third, Alex falou o terceiro, Olga o terceiro. Hedge Fund Trader Romildo, patrão. And alright, great everybody, the third is the correct answer, right? Now we're going to move those letters like here. Okay everybody, so this is a no-brainer, right? Give me a second. And now we found the A, right? The third circle is the A. You know, we need to find the B, everybody. We need to find the B. Which one is the B? Qual vai ser o B? Is the first circle the B? Is the second circle the B? Or is the third circle the B? Qual vai ser o B? O primeiro círculo, o segundo, o terceiro? Romildo is laughing. Ha ha ha. Me, the boss. Ha ha ha. Everybody, which one is the B? The first circle, the second circle, the third? There is right or wrong in the Fibonacci's. Okay? And as always, if you want to receive the Fibonacci package, everybody, with all of those pictures and concepts, you know, send me an email or tell me on Teams. You have the original Fibonacci to learn. You have the, next week you have the contrarian Fibonacci to learn. And you have the confirmation Fibonacci to learn. And then you have all of those rules to learn. Alright everybody. If you want the package, se você quer todas essas fotinhas, send me an email. You know. The second, alright, so no brainer, we've learned all of this, attention to the detail. Alright, AB. So we're going to extend the Fibonacci tool, alright, ABCD. Alright, ABCD, ABCD. Now which one is the C, everybody? Is the first circle the C or is the second circle the C? Qual vai ser o C? Primeiro círculo ou o segundo? First circle, second circle. Which one is the C? Primeiro círculo, segundo? And try to check your Fibonacci's, everybody, if you built EuroCAD to have the same Fibonacci as I do, right? Even if you're on TradingView, monthly and weekly, they must be the same. Okay? Which one is the C? First circle, second circle? Qual vai ser o ponto C? O segundo círculo, o primeiro círculo? First, exactly. The C is the lowest point inside the AB boundary, right? First, okay. So we've learned all of this, everybody. I'm going to delete the monthly band so far. Horizontal lines, A to B, right? A to B. And of course, green goes to green. That's the D, right? And now we're going to readjust the Fibonacci in an uptrend. So A goes to C. Everybody, B goes to D. A vai pro C. B vai pro D. Fibonacci retracement tool. And we have the new Fibonacci sequence. That's the new Fibonacci sequence, everybody. Okay, whoops, give me a second. As you can see, everybody, the market broke the Fibonacci in here. Can you see it? Pode ver que o mercado quebrou o Fibonacci aqui, ó. Everybody. I mean, not this one, right? So we're going to do one more, okay? A, B, C, D. Now this is the C, everybody. And because the market... Yeah, I'm going too fast, I know. Okay? Continuing with the sequence. Continuando com a sequência. That's the C. It so said the market broke the red level, didn't touch the black. So, the appropriate extension is the red. Everybody agreed? A extensão é a vermelha. Okay, everybody? Which is the D? Qual vai ser o D? Is the first circle the D? Or is the second circle the D, everybody? Qual vai ser o ponto D? O primeiro círculo ou o segundo? A to B, B to C, C to D, A to B, B to C. Which one is the D? Qual vai ser o ponto D? Which one is the D, everybody? Is the first circle the D? The D is the appropriate the D is the appropriate extension or reference to the C retracement. Okay? Romildo says the second one. Perché Romildo o segundo? Why the second one? Everybody, Romildo says the second one. Why the second one? Perché o segundo? Alex, why the second one? Perché o segundo? Alex. Romildo is on the cell phone. Now Romildo is changed, said no, it's the first one. Everybody, why the second one? Didn't the market, after touching and establishing the C, didn't the market, the sequence hit the D at the first one? Alex? Everybody? Talk to me. Didn't the market hit the first, in the first circle, the D extension? Sì, Romildo, sto vendo, sta nel cellulare, all good. The first circle. Sure. The first circle is the answer, not the second one, everybody. The first circle. Can you see the market hit the red in the first circle? Okay. The first, exactly, Olga, the first. Okay. So we're, again, A goes to C, B goes to D, right? A vai por C, B vai por D, like this, and we are going to Fibonacci retracement tool, back again, there you go. And here, right, everybody, now the market broke, you know, on the monthly, no mensal mercado quebrou Fibonacci, here, you know, is the C, right? I mean, the market broke the A, o mercado quebrou o A aqui, okay? So we are not going to chart, everybody, we are not going to chart the down Fibonacci, the original one, because the market is going to break it up in here again, ok? Gente não vai fazer todo esse trabalho aqui porque o mercado vai quebrar aqui em cima de novo. Alright? So back to here again. You know the rules, everybody. And we're going to delete the arrow. We're going to zoom in. You know, A to B, Fibonacci retracement tool. A to B, that's the A. That's the B, right? That's the C, the lowest point inside the AB boundary, and up in here, see everybody how curious it is that the D extension it's near the monthly bands. Pode ver como que é curioso que a extensão do D está perto das bandas mensais. Alright, so we almost hit the D extension, we didn't, right? We almost hit the D extension, but we didn't, okay? So this is the most recent Fibonacci on EuroCAD monthly chart. Do you have the same? Check your charts, everybody. Do you have the same? Type in the chat, yes, I have the same, or type in the chat, no, I don't have the same. everybody? Give me a second. Everybody, do you have the same Fibonacci's as I do? Yes, the same. Alright, perfect. Okay, now let's go on the weekly. Okay, let's go on the weekly. You are going to start at the same level, you know, like in here, right? A, B, C, D. Okay, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. And I'm going to delete the arrow. So we're going to start at the third circle, right? A, B, C, D. And give me a second, everybody. Give me a second. Give me a second. Up, 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 up. There you go. You know, I'm going to go step by step, right? Alright, that's the A. Okay, everybody. Which one is the B? Is the first circle the B? Is the second circle the B? Or is the third circle the B? Or is the fourth circle the B? Qual vai ser o ponto B? First circle, second circle, third circle. I'm going to delete the monthly band so far. A. Which one is the B? First circle, second circle, third circle, or fourth circle? Yeah, we're going to go back to the daily then. Everybody listen up. Marcus is asking, boss, now that I've seen, Marcus is smart, boss, now that I've seen that the market broke the monthly Fibonacci here at this level, this was between 2022 and 2023, can I start the daily Fibonacci from 2022 and 2023? Okay. Make sense, everybody? Does this question make sense, everybody? So the market broke the monthly, right? Down, 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 down. Okay. So Marcus is asking, can I start the Fibonacci from here on the daily? The answer is no. Okay. Make sense, everybody? If you, I mean, now it's visible, but if you are going to get in the habit like, oh, you know, the market broke the monthly, you know, or now the market is going up, on the daily you are going to have a down Fibonacci, and you are going to start to speculate. Does this make sense? I'm going to share with you the last weekend of the Fibonacci charting software that is going to help you. Otherwise, practice, 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 practice. Vai praticando, 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 okay? And sir, sir, are we leaving the Fibonacci on the monthly chart? Absolutely, yes. Sure. Don't get offended, Alex, but this is a strange question. Why wouldn't you leave the Fibonacci on the monthly chart? How can you predict the market if you don't have the Fibonacci? I'm not sure if I understood you correctly, Alex. There is no right or wrong in charting, okay? Everybody has a slightly different style, but how can you predict the future or use the Fibonacci to trade, you know, if you don't leave the Fibonacci? And maybe I don't understand the question. Everybody, we need to move. Come on, first circle, second circle, third circle. We're going back to daily. Okay, so the second circle, everybody, is the high. Alright, so I'm going to go A, B, C, D, everybody. Okay. Weekly chart, A to B, A, B, C, D, right? And then green goes to green. Green goes to green, everybody. Fibonacci retracement tool. This is the second Fibonacci. Alright, and then again, green goes to green. up, 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 up. We must find the high. That's the third Fibonacci on the weekly. And then green goes to green, right? Green goes to green. Then we have the 1, 2, 3. Then we have the fourth Fibonacci up in here, all right? Then the market broke the fourth Fibonacci. Okay, and give me a second. All right, so then we need to reverse the Fibonacci on the weekly, right? Just to see. So Fibonacci retracement tool, high to low, down Fibonacci charting, everybody. A, B, C, D. Green goes to green in a down sequence too. We need to find the low. This is the down Fibonacci on the weekly. And need to find the low. This is another down Fibonacci on the weekly. And this is then the last Fibonacci. Whoops, blue goes to red, goes to red. I almost made a mistake, everybody. Give me a second. That one is tricky. So red goes to red, right? Red goes to red. Did the market hit the red? Did the market hit the red? No, it did not. So looks like, but it's not. So the Fibonacci in a down sequence, down Fibonacci, then this is going to be the last one before the market breaks again. And then we go up, back again on the weekly. You know, Fibonacci retracement, A to B, we need to find the high, A, B, C, D, and green goes to green, A, B, C, D, right? Green goes to green, and then the market, so this is the now, it's the up Fibonacci on the weekly now up in here, and here the market hit the blue and the red, so the market hit the red and up Fibonacci, up, up, up. Give me a second, everybody. Here, this would be the last Fibonacci on the weekly, up Fibonacci. You know, if you would do the homework, you would have the same Fibonacci as I do. Se você faria a tarefa de casa, você tinha os mesmos Fibonacci traçados. Okay? And now, as you can see, again, right, the market is going to break the Fibonacci in here. The market is going to break the A. So, now we are starting the last sequence, right? Last sequence on the weekly. Okay, and here, you know, and then we go on the back on the daily, everybody, Fibonacci retracement, and we need to find the high. Attention to the detail here, A to B, all right, everybody. The B is the first high as soon as possible. Attention to the detail, everybody. Can you see the B? It's a high. A to B, that's the C. Now that's the D. You know, that's the A, horizontal line. That's the B, right? And as always, A, readjusting Fibonacci in an uptrend, A goes to C, like this. Y vai pro C, and B goes up to D. The D must be a high. Alright, A, B, C, D. Fibonacci retracement tool from here to here. Okay, and now EuroCAD weekly chart, everybody. Which one is the C? Qual vai ser agora o C? Is the first circle the C? Is the second circle the C? Is the third circle the C? Or is the fourth circle the C, everybody? Qual vai ser o ponto C? First circle, second circle. Because we are trading from the lower time frame. Alex, you are mixing apples with bananas, everybody. Analysts, you are mixing apples with bananas. So now that you trade on the 1 hour chart or the 15-minute chart or the daily chart, now the market has no relevance, the weekly or the monthly, Alex? Now what? Oh, but I'm trading on the 1 hour chart, so the monthly and the weekly and the daily, they're not relevant, right? I mean, why would you analyze the monthly and the weekly and the daily, right? Romildo is on the cell phone, the second one. The lowest point inside the AB boundary, use the horizontal line, everybody, is the fourth. As Olga said, the fourth is the C. Okay, so green goes to green. Green goes to green. That's the green. So the market hit the green level and established the D. The D must be a high, everybody, right? The D must be a high up in here. So A goes to C. Ua vai pro C. A goes to C. B goes to D up in here, and Fibonacci retracement tool. One more time. There you go. This is the most recent Fibonacci, everybody, on now on EuroCAD weekly chart. Alright? Can you see it? Romildo is changing opinion. Second one, first one, second one. Okay, everybody? Alex and everybody else, rewatch the logic of multiple time frame. Okay? You must analyze the monthly and the weekly and the daily, alright? And then the 1 hour chart, 4 hour chart to determine the direction of the market. Okay? You are mixing, everybody, things, alright? Not everyone, but some of you are mixing apples with bananas. Okay? Ask questions, sure. Okay, everybody? So this is the check your chart. Do you have the same Fibonacci as I do on the weekly, EuroCAD weekly chart? Olga says I have the same. Okay, everybody, so we do have the monthly. We do have the weekly, right? We have the monthly Fibonacci, we have the weekly Fibonacci, and now the last, let's continue with the saga, right? With the drama, alright? So this is now the daily. Let's finish today. Hopefully we have 30 more minutes, right? Let's continue with the daily. Vamos continuando con el GR. Tenemos 30 minutos. Okay. We started at the monthly bands and we want to come all up to here. Okay, everybody? So now this was the homework. Let's see. Did anybody do the homework? Alguém fez? Alguém fez tarefa de casa, everybody? So ABCD, right? That's the C. Going back to, give me a second. ABCD, everybody. That's the C. That's the C. That's the D. So A goes to C as always, right? A vai pro C. And B goes to the D. That's the D. And Fibonacci retracement tool. We have a new Fibonacci sequence, right? A goes to C, B goes to D. Olga says I did. Alright. We are here now. Okay, everybody. Now that's the C, right? This is the lowest point inside the AB boundary. You know, attention to the detail. It didn't touch the red, everybody. Can you see? It broke the blue, but it didn't touch the red. Atingiu o azul, mas não furou o vermelho. So blue goes to blue this time. Blue goes to blue. Okay, everybody. And this is now the D, right? That's the D. The market hit the blue extension. Pay attention to the detail, everybody. Okay, the D must be a high. This is not a high. Alright, so the D, it's up in here. As always, A goes to C, o A vai pro C, and the B goes to D up in here. O B vai pro. There you go. This is the next Fibonacci sequence from here to here. And moving forward, you know, That's the C now. This is the lowest point inside the B boundary after the B, before the market hit the appropriate extension. Green goes to green. This is now the new Fibonacci. One more time. A goes to C. Qua vai pro C. A goes to C and B goes to D, right? Okay, everybody? And so, give me a second. We have the AB boundary, right? And then the market broke our Fibonacci. Can you see? It went down, but then it went up, right? Here the market broke the A. You know, so but we're not going to waste time charting a down Fibonacci because then the market went up. Can you see, everybody? So we need to start in here. We have a higher high. So let's go here again. That's the A. You know, we're following the rules. The B is the first high as soon as possible after the A. Which one is the first high? This is not a high, not a high. There you go, that's the high. This is the AB, Fibonacci retracement tool, down to here. That's the A, right? That's the B. And let's try to find the C and the D. Okay, everybody, give me a second. And. All right. So, just for the purpose of the exercise, which one is the C, everybody? Qua vai ser o C? Is the first circle the C? Is the second circle the C? Is the third circle the C? Or is the fourth circle the C? Qua vai ser o ponto C? Everybody, which one is the C? Let me see if I can trick you. Which one is the C, everybody? Is the first circle, the second circle, the third circle, or the fourth circle? Qual vai ser o ponto C? O primeiro, o segundo, o terceiro? By the way, in December we are having the crypto course, and then in January we are going to have the market wave course. January market wave mastery, December crypto. Okay, we are on the daily chart. Romildo says the third one is the C. Alex first. Olga, Dade, Habib, if you are online. Everybody, which one is the C? Juan, if you're online. Which one is the C, everybody? The fourth. Everybody, Alex is correct. The C. The C is the first one, not the fourth one. Pay attention to the detail, everybody. But the fourth one is the lowest. Ma o quarto é o mais baixo. Yes. A, B, C, D, everybody. Didn't the market retrace to the green and touch the green? Isn't this a sequence? O mercado não chegou aqui fazer o ponto C e atingiu o ponto verde aqui, everybody. Pay attention to the detail, alright? Finally, I tricked you. Consegui zoar com vocês, okay, everybody? Those are after the extension, so not valid. Alright, everybody? You need to follow the sequence, attention to the detail. A, B, the C is the lowest point inside the AB boundary after the B before the market hits the appropriate extension. The market retraced to here and touched the D, alright, everybody? So now this is the new Fibonacci. A goes to C, A vai pro C, and B goes to D, e o B vai pro D. Up in here, up in here. Give me a second, everybody. This is the A, that's the B. Fibonacci retracement tool. Alright, and then the market broke again, alright? The market, o mercado quebrou. Alright, go and went down, 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 down. You know where we are. Can you see it, everybody? Olga says yes, of course. So ABCD, 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 ABCD. Where is the A, right? And again, we are not going to chart. We're not going to waste time, everybody, charting all of this. You know, I mean, if you want to practice, it's alright to chart down Fibonacci, but you can see that nonetheless, the market is going to make another higher high here. You know, that's the logic why we're going to chart an up Fibonacci again, porque o mercado vai fazer uma alta mais alta aqui. Essa é a lógica que nós vamos desenhar mais um Fibonacci de alta. Down to here, ABCD, 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 down to here. Everybody give me a second. And starting again. All over, give me a second. So low to high, Fibonacci retracement tool, that's the ABCD. Here the market touched and broke the blue and the red. Alright, everybody. Which one is the D? Qual vai ser o ponto D? Is the first circle the D? Is the second circle the D? Is the third circle the D? Or is the fourth circle the D? Qual vai ser o ponto D do Fibonacci? That's the A. That's the B. That's the C. Which one is the D? Qual vai ser o ponto D? Everybody? That's the A. That's the B. That's the C. That's the C. The market broke the red. Which one is the D? The first circle, second circle, third circle. And there is right or wrong. Stretch the chart, everybody. First circle, second circle, third circle. And then I'm going to speed up a little bit, right? I want to finish the EUROCAT daily chart. By the way, everybody, are you building your charts with the Fibonaccis? For the ones who are on Teams, talk to each other, confirm that you have the same Fibonaccis, everybody. Does this make sense? Homework, 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 homework. If you are on Teams, which is for free, you know, confirm your Fibonacci with someone. Okay, Olga call Alex, Alex call Olga, Olga call Douglas, Alex call Mattia, whatever, everybody, you know, all right? Check, confirm the Fibonacci with someone. Alex says second one, yes. First one, second one. Alex, is the second one a high? Do you have a center candle with two candles on the left and two candles on the right? Which one is the D? Qual vai ser o D? Is the second one a high? The D must be a high. Alex, is the second one a high? No, exactly. So the third one. The third one, exactly. Alright, everybody, that's the D. The third one is the D. This is the high. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit, I'm going to speed up a little bit, everybody, you know, because I want to finish today the EUROCAT. Okay, so ABCD, right? Homework, okay. Now, here the market is going to break the Fibonacci, right? And again, as you can see, everybody, sometimes, you know, we have gaps with data providers. See the gap in here? So, low to, this is not a high. I'm not going to take this high, everybody, because there is a gap, alright? I'm going to have this as a high. ABCD, gap again. See, everybody, the gaps. ABCD, ABCD. This is still the homework. and green goes to green, Fibonacci retracement, you know, I'm going to, so this is going to be the C, and just to stretch this one to here, and give me a second. So I need to find the high. Whoops, I need to find the high. That's the high, right? So this is the new ABCD, and then alright, now here the market stopped me out again on the A, and then what happened? You know, it pushed down, right? So down, 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 down. Okay, so I'm not going to waste time charting the down Fibonacci, because then the market goes up. Okay, and finally now this is the last push. Okay, everybody, let's do it together, and then we're going to see the how did we chart the EuroCAD, right? Okay, I'm going to start with the first one. So again, you know, that's the A, and the B, AB, right? Give me a second. The B must be a high. Attention to the detail, this is not a high. So horizontal lines AB and Fibonacci retracement tool. There you go. This is your first Fibonacci, everybody. And down in here is the C. Alright, green goes to green. Up in here is the D. Verge vai pro verge. Up in here is the D, right, everybody? So as always, A goes to C, o A vai pro C, B goes to D, o B vai pro D. We are readjusting Fibonacci in an uptrend. Fibonacci retracement tool. There you go. In here, this is now the C, right? This is the lowest point inside the AB boundary before the market hits the property extension. Now the D must be a high, right? Green goes to green. So give me a second. Again, attention to the detail. This is not a high, or maybe it is, everybody. Let me see if this is the D. Alright, maybe just graphically. Okay, so the market hit the D extension here. I can see it, right? And I can see it with the eye. The market hit the green. Now the question is this a high, right, everybody? And we need to use the widget again from here to, let's see, high 1.393, high 1.392, 393, 392. So yeah, that's a high, everybody. Attention to the detail. Alright, we have a high. Temos uma alta. Give me a second. So, A goes to C. O A vai pro C. A goes to C. B goes to D. That's a high. Isso é uma alta. A, B, C, D. Alright, Fibonacci retracement tool. A, B. There you go. And everybody, which one is the C? Qual é o ponto C? Is the first circle the C? Is the second circle the C? See how the market does sometimes? Or is the third circle the C? Qual vai ser o ponto C? Everybody, which one is the C? See how shallow is sometimes the retracement? Which one is the C, everybody? Qual vai ser o ponto C? Which one is the C? First circle, second circle, third circle. The C is the lowest point inside the AB boundary, exactly after the C, not necessarily a low. So here you don't have a low, everybody. Can you see it? You have no low in here. That's the C, exactly. The C is the lowest point. That's the C. Alright? Green goes to green. Green goes to green. Verde vai pro verde. We need to find a high. and now A goes to C like this, and B goes to D, right? Up in here, Fibonacci retracement tool, A to B, and we have a new Fibonacci sequence here, A, B, C, D, and alright. Which one is the C, everybody? Is the first circle the C? Is the second circle the C? Or is the third circle the C? Qual vai ser o ponto C? Which one is the C? Let me see if I can trick you again. Vamos ver se consigo pegar vocês de novo. Which one is the C, everybody? Is the first circle the C? Is the second circle the C? Or is the third circle the C? Is the first circle, and then we're almost there, right? Estamos quase lá já. Is the first circle the C, the second or the third? Everybody, which one is the C? The first circle, second circle, third circle? And there is right or wrong. Come on. Exactly. John is saying, I need to follow the sequence. Exactly, we need to follow the sequence. Alright. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. Anybody online? I'm not sure if you can type on first. Exactly. The first is the C, everybody. Right? Because why? Because the market, the first. Exactly, Olga. Congratulations. So I cannot trick you anymore, you know. A goes to C, and green goes to green, B goes to up in here the D. So this is now the new ABCD, right? So out with this one, and Fibonacci, there you go, A to B. This was the last sequence. Whoops. The market broke the, now the market broke the up Fibonacci. Can you see, everybody? And then it continued, right? So when this happens, we're going to start where? Here, and you know how they say, repeat a low. Back again to ABCDs. You know, that's the A, that's the B. The B is the first high as soon as possible. If I'm not mistaken, A to B, ABCD, right, everybody? Green goes to green. Green goes to green, ABCD, green goes to green, and again green goes to green. The market broke the up Fibonacci here again, the last time. Okay, and give me a second, we need to restart again. See, everybody, up and down, right? Again, we are not going to waste time charting in here. You know, we're not going to chart ABCDs because bam! We're going to start now from here just to not waste time. Okay, everybody. ABCDs, give me a second. And give me a second, everybody. Boss, aren't you speculating that the market is going to break the Fibonacci? Yes, I am speculating, everybody. Todd is absolutely correct on Teams. So I need to do the work, alright? I need to go here, be patient, and chart, alright? Better to confirm 2 times ABCD. One more time, high, green goes to green, ABCD. You know, so the market is going to stop me out on this one already. Up in here, you know, that's a high, ABCD. So I need to start now in here, everybody, back again. Let me see if Todd was correct. Low to high, ABCD. That's the AB. That's the A. And hit the blue. That's the blue, ABCD. Fibonacci retracement tool didn't touch, so this is now the most recent AB. And is the market going to stop me out? Yes, one more time, the market stopped me out, right everybody? And finally here, right? Now I have the, thank you Todd, now I have the confirmation that, oh yeah, the market is going to stop me out anyway. So we need to go to here, back again everybody. And finally the last push, that's the A, right? That's the A. The B is the first high as soon as possible after the A. Fibonacci retracement tool. And we are almost there, right? Alright, so this is the... Which one is the C, everybody? Is the first circle the C? Is the second circle the C? Or is the third circle the C? Qual ponto C? Is the first circle the C, the second circle the C, or the third? Which one is the C? Everybody? Which one is the C? First circle, second circle, third circle. And there is right or wrong. Green goes to green, exactly. Which one is the C? First circle. That's why we're using horizontal lines, right? So the market hit the D extension in here. Alex says first. The C. First, Alex and Olga, you are wrong. I'm going to draw horizontal line. Isn't the second circle, everybody? Isn't the second circle the lowest point inside the AB boundary before the market hits the appropriate extension? A to B, B to C, C to D. Isn't the second circle the lowest point inside the AB boundary before the market hits the appropriate extension? Everybody? That's why we practice, right? If you say the first circle, did the market hit the green D extension before it made a new lower low? Before, everybody, did the market hit the D extension, the green, before it went into a deeper retracement and form a deeper C? Does this make sense? Exactly, the second circle, everybody, alright? And again, A goes to C, A goes to C, correct as Olga, alright? A goes to C, B goes to D, the D must be a high, and new Fibonacci, Fibonacci retracement, A to B. This time the market touched the red, so we go to the red. Red, it must form a high, must form a high. The market didn't stop until up in here, right? So that's the C. Up in here, that's the D. A goes to C, B goes to D, everybody, and you have the new sequence. A goes to C, B goes to D, and finally, right? That's the C, and up in here the projected, the extension, it's up in here, right? So far green goes to green, alright? That's the A, that's the B, that's the C. Check your charts. Do you have the same as I do, everybody? Do you have the same? Check your charts. Do you have the same, everybody? This is the only correct Fibonacci on EuroCAD daily chart. Oh yes, but there is no oh yes, but. I mean, with the premise that I didn't do any mistakes charting, which I might have, but I believe I didn't anyway. Alex says yes, my original Fibonacci on the daily is the same as yours, alright? If you would buy this Fibonacci, everybody, if you would buy this Fibonacci with the counter trend line break, and if you would put the stop loss below the A, would you make some money? Romildo says no, I don't have the same Fibonacci. Romildo fala non tenho mais Fibonacci. Enrique, perdi a aula. Yes, you did. Everybody, do you have the same Fibonacci? Você tem o mesmo Fibonacci? And in the meantime, everybody, we are running the Black Friday promotion. Okay. Today I'm going to talk just about the Fast Track 5000. Eric is going to watch it later, okay? 5,000 bucks, everybody. It's a lot of money, I know. But you get the Advanced Institutional Trader course for 1 year. Okay. You get all the extra courses for free. You get the Darwinex Zero account for 1 year for free. You get the FX Boss trading desk for 1 year for free. Okay. Clarification, the FX trading desk, it's not at the virtual office, everybody. Try not to confuse the two. Okay. And you have the group call forever. I mean forever, you know. Okay, everybody. Yeah, there is no right or wrong, you know. Do what you can. But don't let 2026 to be just another year. Okay, some of you are trying for 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. Okay. Get the proper education. Trading, it's a learnable skill. Alright, everybody. Okay, so homework, right? Homework. Tarefa di casa. Homework. Where is the homework? Homework. If you are on Teams, confirm your Fibonacci with someone. Before we finish, Alex, how many charts did you finish? Olga, how many charts did you finish? Romildo, Henrique, quantos gráficos se fizeram já com os Fibonaccis? Type in the chat, everybody. I'm talking about the Fibonaccis. How many currency pairs did you finish, Olga and Alex, and anybody else? Dave, Habib, if you're online. Julius, if you're online. Juan, if you're online. How many currency pairs did you finish? No, there is no right or wrong. If you finish just one, type one. It's all right. But confirm your Fibonacci with someone. Make sense? You need to have someone to say, okay, yeah, we do have the same Fibonaccis. Você tem que ter alguém que vai falar, temos o mesmo Fibonacci. Okay? Boss, what happens if we don't have the same Fibonacci? You call a third person. Se vocês não têm os mesmos Fibonacci, você liga para a terceira pessoa. Alex is going to call Olga to confirm the Fibonaccis, and Alex and Olga are not going to have the same Fibonacci on the chart, or monthly, or weekly, or daily. Alex and Olga are going to call or Melissa, or Douglas, or Heraldo, or Mattia, alright? If you don't have the same Fibonaccis on the chart, call a third trader, a third person, a third analyst. Does this make sense? Alright, everybody, our time is up. See you back tomorrow. Okay, see you back tomorrow. Until tomorrow, stay strong and chart the Fibonacci like a boss. Never forget, you're the boss of